Coding Made Easy.
So what's up everybody, and welcome to your next SDL 2.0 Made Easy tutorial. And in this tutorial we are going to focus on loading in true type fonts so we can actually write text to the screen. So what I want you to search for is SDL TTF. SDL TTF, and you'll see the SDL TTF 2.0. And just like with images, we're going to download the development library depending on which one you actually need. And then once you're done downloading everything and you extract it and everything, what I want you to do is extract it into a folder. Then I want you to open up your project. So what we need to do with the extracted files, first and foremost, is we need to, based on the version that you actually installed for SDL, you need to go to that folder and take all the DLL files, and we need to place them in our projects folder, in the debug folder. YouTube debug, and place in this folder. And apparently you already have them. If you already have them, that's fine. So what we're going to do is go to project properties, and we're going to go to our linker and go to the general tab, edit, and then we're going to set a link to our lib folder. Now remember guys, if you're using Visual Studio, you can export this as a template so that you don't have to go through all this effort ever again if you don't want to. So we select our lib folder, and then we're going to go to input, and we're going to say sdl2_ttf.lib, and then in C++, in the general tab, just have to include the include folder, and include right there, select it, and then we're good to go. So this is what we're gonna do. We're going to include SDL_TTF.h. As initialization goes, it's pretty self-explanatory. TTF, oh my gosh, TTF_init, and you can check if it's less than 0, and then you can write an error, and then you'll say TTF_get error to actually get the error. Okay, so for fonts we need a couple of things. So let's just go down here. So first we need a TTF font, and so we need the font we're actually going to load, and it's TTF_open font, and we need the font that we're actually going to load in. So I'm going to take my font from my other project, my test project. So that font is this font right here, and place it in my project. And I'm going to I tested this out just to see if it was going to work. Sorry, I just tested it out to see if this was going to work for our OTF fonts, to see if those were going to work too, and it just worked for me. So I couldn't really find online if they were supported or not. A lot of people said they weren't, but I wanted to test it out for myself, and I tested it out and it did work. So we'll be implementing both. So to load in our font, we put in the font name, and then we put in the size that we actually want our font to be. So we're going to be creating SDL surface, and that surface is going to be our text surface. So where we're going to actually load the text, and we're going to say TTF render, and we're going to say render text solid, sorry. And so this is to render solid text. Now there's also like render blended and shaded and blah blah blah. Feel free to check those out on the wiki documentation. I'm just going to be showing how to do the solid texture now. So it takes a font, it takes the text you want to write. So let's put CodingMadeEasy SDL series, and then it asks for a color. So I haven't shown you guys color yet, but if we just do SDL underscore color, and I think they provide the Canadian spelling of this as well, or the Canadian. I think British people spell it the same way with the UR. So I think they support that as well. I'm not, I guess, whatever. But it doesn't really matter. I've gotten used to the American spelling of it anyways. So we can just put color there, and we can say color the R, G, B, and A. But we're just gonna use, since it's a struct, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna initialize it like this, and we're just gonna say set a value for R, G, B, and A, and then it accepts, instead of hexadecimal values, we can put regular integer base values. So let's put 144, 77, 255, 255. And we can do the same thing for our rect as well. So if you want to initialize your rect like that, the order is x, y, width, and height. So you can initialize it the same way we initialize it here. So we're just gonna pass in the color there, and that's the color that's gonna be shown. And then we're gonna create our texture, which is going to be our text. And we need to say SDL create texture from surface, and we're gonna put our render target in there, and we're going to put our surface in there. So before we even continue, I can't believe I haven't shown you guys this before, but I don't know if I showed you or not, but I just checked in my source code and I didn't have some of my source code. So remember to put image underscore quit at the end of your program. So if you're using the SDL image extension, so we're gonna have to destroy the texture. Well, yeah, destroy the texture, and that's a text. And we're going to, I guess after we're done with this, we can just free the surface. We don't have to wait till the program's done. Get rid of the text surface right there, and then we can just set it to null pointer, and at the bottom we can set text to a null pointer. I just haven't been working with C++ extensively for a while, so just remembering to do the memory management stuff, because I've been working with Java for quite a bit, is kind of trying to get myself back into it. So sorry if I miss some of those in the future. So to continue where we left off, we created a surface for our solid text, and then now we've converted that into a texture so we can actually render some stuff with that. But before we continue, what we're gonna do is we're gonna before we actually draw it, we're gonna make a rect, and we're just gonna say our text rect, and for right now we're just gonna say our x and our y are gonna be equal to 0, and we're gonna use the SDL query texture, and just put null, and so we got the width and get the height. So we're gonna get the width and the height of it, so that when we when we draw it, we can actually see it on the screen. So if you want to draw the player as well, and then you want to draw this on top of it, or whichever order you want to, so to put the render target, we're going to put our text to the screen, and then we are going to put we're going to have null there, and then we're going to put our text rect right there, and make sure you have a reference to it. And let me spell that properly, and then let's run this program to see what we get. So as you can see, it says CodingMadeEasy SDL series on top of it with the color that we specified that we wanted, and everything's cool. So if you want to, I don't know, if we want to make this, let's get rid of this right now so we can at least see it better. So let's just say if we wanted it to be green, and voila, you can see that we have our green text there. So there's nothing else I think I need to explain about text, so let's just do a quick walkthrough. We have to load in a font. Oh, actually, you know what, just to show you the OTF font. So we want to load in a font. We open up a font type, we get a color, and then we use texture render text solid. It returns SDL surface or whatever type you choose, if it's solid or blended or whatever. And then you want to pass in the font, the text you want to write, and the color. You convert it to a texture so we can work with our renderer, and then we actually draw it to the screen. So let me run it one more time, show you that yep, it did change it to the it used the OTF font, so you guys can use that as well. So anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Also don't forget to like my page on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter, and also sign up on my website for updates, forum information, bunch of other stuff on my website. So feel free to sign up for that. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.